Hi there, it's Paul Harrison here. Listen, folks, if you're watching this video, obviously you enjoyed the webinar, and you're going to be with us on the 27th of May, which I'm absolutely looking forward to. Really to help you get an idea of what it is you're passionate about. Then let's build a business around it as well. The 27th of May is going to be like no other experience that I've ever trained people in or anything like that. We're going to take this up to a whole other level. What I want to do first is I need to make sure that you're doing these exercises. Okay, we went through an exercise last night about really how to find what you're passionate about. Now, I know a number of you did a lot of work on that last night, which was great. But what I want to do is I've attached the step-by-step procedure. But I just want to go through it with you verbally, just so you get an idea and maybe give you a little bit more of a context to it. So if you open up the attachment, it's entitled, obviously, Find Your Passion Exercise. So what are you passionate about? Now, the old simplistic kind of question would have been, what would you do if you were given enough money that you never had to work again, but also had to do 30 hours of work per week? So that is a very sort of outdated question, but it's something that's still relevant. So you may have an instant answer. I don't know, possibly. The thing is, though, the exercise that we're going to have now, and I want to touch base with every single one of you, as I've said in the email, I want to touch base with each and every one of you, even if it's just for 5 minutes, just to get an idea of what you want to focus on, so I can start doing some preparation for you as well. And then there are some people who are still not 100% clear on what they want to focus on. That will be a more intense consultation. So I'm more than happy to do that. But I want for the next 2 weeks you to be working on this exercise before we have that consultation, so you can absolutely get the most out of the consultation. You've gone through these things in your mind, you've done these exercises, you've come up with a few ideas, and then what we can do is we can refine them down, maybe even what's an easier group to target, what's a more emotive sale, all of these things. So the first step is, what I want you to commit to, the first step is to accept that you will find the answer. Commit to it, believe in it. What happens is when you start doing these exercises, your brain actually starts thinking about it. Don't expect an answer straight away. That's why I've given you 2 weeks before I'm going to start chasing you for consultations. But the more you do this exercise, your subconscious mind starts thinking with it. When you're sleeping at night, when you're doing things, with your conscious mind, your subconscious is thinking about this. This is why it's crucial for you to do this at least 5 times, but ideally more 10, 15, 20 times. If you can do that, great. But commit to getting the result, please. I want you to walk away on the 27th with a rock solid plan that you're going to put into action, and it starts now. It starts now. Step 2 is to make a list, one of your skills and one of your interests. And here, just go for everything. Think about anything that you have a skill in. It can be anything. It really can be anything. Maybe you are, I don't know, phenomenally skillful at tying shoelaces that don't break, or you see how crazy I'm going here. The type of actual skills that you have in any particular area. So maybe it's public speaking. Maybe you have an impact on people. Maybe you're charismatic. You want to teach charisma. Maybe you have a real good stage presence. Maybe you are phenomenally good at relationships. Maybe you are real good with young children. Maybe you are very, very good with identifying types of birds. Whatever those skills are, write them down, and don't just write a whole list, because there's a whole lot of different things that could come up here. So really, anything you even have a slight skill at, write it down. Write it all down. Okay, and then the one for your interests, obviously the other side of the page, the other column is your interests, things that you're interested in. So that might be agriculture, that might be fauna and fauna, that might be collecting pennies, that might be collecting stamps, that might be how coffee is made, that might be organization of stationery, it's whatever the interests are, history, sports, any of these things, a specific type of sport. Write down those interests. The reason why you have both of those is because, of course, we want to play to your skills, but we also want to play to what you're interested in. Because if you're interested in something, you become passionate. That's one of the keys I have, is I'm phenomenally passionate about certain things. And that is why I've been so successful in teaching, in training people and helping people evolve and develop. And it's a phenomenal place to be, getting when you're playing to your strengths and what you're happy with and what you love and you're passionate about, it just all other doors start opening. So write down those skills, write down those interests, and every time you do this exercise again, start with a fresh blank, a fresh page. So you might want to keep the old ones for past references, but write down the skills, one column, and the interests on the other column. Just empty the magazine. It's saying we have in South Africa, but empty the magazine, just put everything down there. Take all of it out of your brain and put it into your, or out of your heart and put it down onto that piece of paper. And then step 3 is to allocate some alone time. If it is 10 minutes, if it's 10 minutes a day where it's just you, just your alone time, last thing at night or first thing in the morning when you don't have any other commitments, when your phone's not ringing, when your kids aren't asking you for this, when your friends aren't trying to get hold of you, when Facebook is closed and not acting, then allocate that alone time and sit there and be there and just focus on what you're doing. And then you ask yourself this question. You keep asking this question, considering your skills and your interests. And this question is, what would I love to do on a daily basis, utilizing both my skills and my interests that will add significant value to people? I'll repeat that again. You've got it written down as part of the attachment. But what would I do? What would I love to do on a daily basis, utilizing both my skills and interests that would add significant value to people? That is a question you ask. And you keep asking it. Look at those skills. Look at those interests. How can you tie them together? Keep asking that question, and your brain will come up with an answer for you. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the exercise. Please use it. Please, please, please. I don't want to have that conversation or that follow-up with you and you haven't done any work on this, because then it's just going to come down to to what I can come up with you. Now, if you've got 3 or 4 different interests, absolutely we can work something out. But please don't just wait for the consultation to do something about it, because otherwise there's my opinions, my values, that whole thing that come through as well. Please allocate the time to do this. It will pay you dividends, and the more you think about it, the more exercise you do on it, the quicker that answer will come up. So there we go. Any questions? You've got my mobile number as well. I'm best on WhatsApp. I'm available to you 24/7. I mean, obviously, when I go to sleep, I put my phone onto airplane mode. But anytime you want to drop me a message, more than happy to deal with that. 27th is going to be massive, guys, and I'll come through with the confirmation as far as the actual address as well, as soon as I get that confirmation. Take it easy, guys and gals. Have a great weekend. Speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.